go ahead and call the meeting to order. We have a pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call.
Chair Nicholas,
Yes.
Vice Chair Rivera,
Here.
Commissioner Dewhurst. Here. Commissioner Palmer.
First item on the agenda is public comment. So do we have any conflicts to report at this point?
No.
No conflicts? So let's move on to the agenda. First item is a Weed Municipal Code amendment to Chapter 18.08. Do we have a staff report?
We do. Good evening, members of the commission. Before you tonight, there are amendments to Title 18 of the Weed Municipal Code. These proposed amendments will modify the zoning chapter and tables. It's under the definitions. The actions requires review and recommendation by the Planning Commission after the Planning Commission holds a public hearing. The public has the right to be heard on this matter before you. The public comment section of the hearing will be limited to 3 minutes per person, and any other lawful restrictions on public comment the commission may impose. Your action tonight will be to review and recommend to the City Council the introduction and eventually adoption of the proposed changes to Title 18 zoning of the Weed Municipal Code. Staff is present to answer any questions the commission may have after you hear from the public. There is, one letter was submitted to staff this afternoon, and it has been distributed to all planning commissioners before the meeting.
Okay, let's go ahead and open the hearing at this point. And is there any presentation from proponents? Hearing of none. Obviously no rebuttal either. Is there any additional staff response?
Nothing from staff at this time.
Let's go ahead and close the public hearing then and have a comments from the commission.
Hello. Yeah. Unless I'm missing something, aren't we already dealing with Motel 6? Homeless people up the state?
Just for the people that might view this, Justin Mayberry, I'm the acting city manager, also the chief of police. So we have multiple hotels that participate in various types of, from single day to long-term housing. The Motel 6 was one of the participants in long-term beyond 30 days, yes. They are currently not operating.
They're not doing it now.
Well, no, the hotel is not open right now. We have some transition going on over there, but they do have some issues that they're going to have to address before they can reopen.
Motel 6 closed?
Yes,
I'm the only one that didn't know that, then, huh?
well, it's going to involve a change of ownership and some cleanup of the property. So it's going to take them a minute to get to that, but they do have a plan in progress, but it's slow moving.
Yeah, how did it work out when they had the homeless people staying over there?
Well, this isn't just for
Just the
transitional.
state people, how did it work out?
We do have people that stay there. We can have problems with anybody from an overnighter to somebody that's long-term, and we do have problems with both. What's occurring over some of the hotels is so you have a difference between a hotel guest, you have a tenant, and then you also have a participant in the program in which you're talking about. They all have different types of structures set up for definition. What we usually deal with in the police department when we get there is trying to determine what that person falls under. And what we're running into a problem with is there are clauses in there that say if you are collecting occupancy tax daily on that person, they may not qualify as a resident. But we have problems with some hotels that are not accurately reporting the TOT collection. So there is some confusion as to whether somebody is a resident, a guest, or or participant in the transitional housing. So we're looking to clear that up by saying everybody is going to be under 30 days unless you can provide certain amenities, which this states would be the equivalent of a kitchenette, a sink, and laundry services.
And what's gonna happen if the state of California decides they wanna fix the homeless problem and ship everybody to our motels that we wanna pay for?
Well, this doesn't stop that necessarily. This just says if you're going to have people staying in a room for more than 30 days, you know, in the hotel that you mentioned earlier, you know, there's no source. There's a quarter mile down the road. There is a grocery store, but they buy the groceries. They have nowhere to cook it in the room. So there's issues there. We're trying to avoid those issues. And we do have hotels that do have amenities already. I believe one of them submitted a letter. They actually have amenities already, despite what they said in the letter. They have those amenities on property now. I just looked, brought some examples of those. They have one that's available for one night tonight to tomorrow that houses 10 people, and it has everything that's required.
We're done with the high level.
Yes. We have one that's available tonight, houses 4, has everything that's required, and we have another one that houses 4, that's a one-bedroom, and it has a pull-out, and it has all the requirements.
My question was, is if we allow them to put stoves, ovens, kitchens, and rent them for a month or 2 months at a time in motels, this covers all the motels, correct?
Yes,
In we.
yes, within the city limits.
So all of a sudden, we have rooms to rent for the state, don't we? All of a sudden, the state says we can put them in a permit. They can't.
Well, yeah, what you're referring to is a program that's been around for a while, probably since 2015. More recently, in the past 5 years, it had a term, Project Room Key. You're speaking to what then became Project Home Key. I believe that's what you're referring to. That's existed for more than just recently. And we do have hotels that participate in that.
They do, but they're only allowed so many days. We make permanent residents for them. How many people are they gonna ship here?
No, this doesn't make them permanent residents. This says if you want them to be, which we, under that program, under the transitional housing, they're allowed to stay 30 to 24 months, 30 days to 24 months already.
In a motel, okay.
Yeah. What we're running into with the aforementioned hotel is they ran into it themselves where they had allowed somebody to stay beyond 30 days. They had to go through the full eviction process when that person was causing problems because they weren't there necessarily under the transitional housing, so they didn't really fall under their rules. They weren't there as a guest any longer. They had become a resident. The problem was they had mixed use going on at that hotel. They had all 3 of those occurring. So they actually were required to go through the entire eviction process.
And you think letting them make all the motels so they can do this is a good idea? It makes it better?
Excuse me, they can already do it. We're requiring them to have certain amenities to continue to do it.
So, yeah, so they're already doing this. We're just saying if you are, you need to fit under one of these definitions. So we're saying if you are going to do that, you need to supply a kitchenette, you need to supply laundry service.
I know that, but I didn't think you could do that right now in a motel. Legally, you know, I didn't think we didn't allow this, did we? It's allowed.
And this is what changes it. And so Mike, and I know we're just a recommendation to the city council. Do you have the staff to enforce this if it does go?
Yes, we're already dealing with it. So we've been dealing with hotels, and there's another one at South Weed that's currently closed down due to structural issues. We were dealing with it with them prior to their closure.
Great, thank you.
I always thought they didn't have washing machines, dryers and all that. They couldn't do it now.
No, so they've been doing that, like I said, at least for 5 years.
Yeah, but we didn't have a laundromat.
No,
I could have swore if you look at the code, it's in there, they have to have a laundromat so close to it, do you not?
Not that I'm aware of, no. And they've been doing it, like I said, through government funding now for at least 5 years.
How many of our motels are doing that, just because I'm major?
Based on what I know and what the comments from the other hotel, that would make, well, the two that are shut down, they were previously doing that. So that would be 4 and possibly 5 with another one out at South Weed.
Siskiyou was doing that?
No. I believe what used to be called the Grand Manor is now the Comfort Inn. They possibly are doing that. We haven't had the problems necessarily there with the extended stays and trying to determine if a person's a resident or not. But at the other two, we have for sure, and then this current one, they are the ones saying that they are currently doing that as well.
And the one they're rebuilding wants to do it.
Well, we don't know. They were up for sale. They decided to keep it. That's been in, the building permit's been ongoing now for almost a year. And looking through the windows the other day, they've redone the stucco on the south side, but they still have quite a bit of work to do. They're still working on sheetrock and stucco on the rest of the other 3 sides.
I think this is a great, and it's because of the college students that could get caught in a very inexpensive situation and not have the amenities they need.
Well, and you speak to that. So one hotel, I will not name them. So that's another issue we're having. So as far as the extended stay, they are now offering that to employees, which is a good deal. But one of the hotels, the employees told me they were paying $1,600 a month for one room. And then when they asked to go to a bigger room that was on the premises that actually would have had these amenities, they wanted to charge them $2,400. And that's a month.
And then how will this fix that?
Well, if they're going to offer that to their employees now, if they're going to have to provide them kitchen services and laundry. So again, they're not going to be able to just put people in rooms, have them work and charge them. I mean, they can charge them whatever they want. That's the person's, employment agreement, but at least they're going to have a kitchen in that room that they're paying more than what local housing is going for.
Okay, I understand now what you're doing.
It's just the first step.
I was just wondering, we ought to talk about just not allow permanent residents in the motel?
And really definitions of what these are, and each definition has a parameter of what it needs to be. I think it's great, because it's,
Each definition comes with their parameters, and if they want to house more than 30 days, they'll meet the expectation of that housing. I love it. I call the question. Sorry.
Any further comment? Do we have a motion at this point?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second?
Have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? None? Motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I thought Motel 6 was a problem place there, no ifs, buts, or maybes.
So next item on the agenda is approval of the March 19th minutes. Any comments on that? And do we have any reports from the commissioners?
Just a Gregory thing.
Okay.
Our groundbreaking ceremony is scheduled for October 10th at 2 p.m., 2025, for the student housing. You're all invited.
What time?
2 p.m.
2 p.m., thank you.
We're going to send official invitations, especially to the city.
Okay, any additional staff reports?
We do have one applicant for our vacant seat that will go before city council in May.
Good.
Who is it?
Do we have a motion of adjournment?
Oh, you can't tell who it is?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Do we have a motion? Do we have a second? We have a second. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Motion,
You can't tell us who the application is? Oh, she don't know! It's probably gonna